Last week, I left court with a colleague of mine, and upon exiting the courthouse, we saw a person who had not even been convicted of a crime being arrested and detained by ICE. Now, the problem that happens when ICE detains people who have open and pending criminal cases is that it has a large scale impact, not just on the person who gets arrested. You have to think of a criminal case in many different ways and many different facets that go into a criminal case. Now, imagine a scenario where you are a victim of a crime. Let's say your significant other attacked you, beat you up badly, or let's say it's a sex case where you, as a minor, had been sexually molested by an adult. And that person then gets picked up by ICE, detained, and then deported. Now, the problem that that victim has is they never get their day in court. So the person could be deported to another country and they could just be living their life while that victim never gets their justice. And that means something because victims don't get anything from ICE. ICE doesn't apologize. ICE doesn't get them a conviction. A person is simply just deported and that case is never ended. The person just gets deported and the case just remains open. It just becomes a warrant because no one's in court for it anymore. It impacts the prosecutors because they're not able to close cases. It impacts the judge because they lose jurisdiction if they can't keep a case open. And cases staying open does no good for anyone because a lot of times what can happen is a person that gets deported could return to the United States 20 years later, still having that warrant. Evidence can be lost, witnesses can be lost. And the problem with a person coming back later is sometimes they never get convicted of their criminal charge because the evidence is gone. And so now that person, that victim, never gets their day in court. Prosecutor never gets to prove their case. The judge has to simply dismiss a case because evidence is gone because a person was detained and deported before conviction.